Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back with my weekly review. So on today's video, the review is going to be so very different because the thing that I'm going to review is not about a novel, it's not about textbook. Meanwhile, it is about a article journal. So without any further ado, let's just jump into the review. Sorry guys, I forgot to tell you, before we jump into the review itself, I am going to tell you there are going to be 10 journal articles, so please bear with me. So the first journal article here is entitled "A Case of Using English Songs in Teaching English Vocabulary to Young Learners" by Dwi Ma'rifat. Okay, so this article was written by Dwi Ma'rifat. He is a student of English Education Department in Indonesia University of Education. So this journal is the only research that he had done so far. As we all can read from the title, his research focuses on young English learners about how they actually can learn new vocabulary through English songs. The author intend to discuss about the use of song can actually help young learners in learning English, and the reason why he is planning on teaching vocabulary at the early age on young learners is because vocabulary is important to keep on the conversation using English going, and by using songs it is such a brilliant alternative to teach to the young L2 learners to learn English in a fun, enjoyable way. Besides, by learning new vocabulary through songs, it makes them easier to visualize things and memorize the meaning of each vocabulary. The author's purpose of this research is to examine song-based tasks and stages in English vocabulary is taught through song. Further to that, it was meant to discover students' reactions to using song to learn English vocabulary. The author's major findings is that Ma'rifat eventually found that during the teaching learning process, the students were very happy and enjoyed themselves. Furthermore, using the song helped them understand English vocabulary even effectively. And the author's conclusion towards this research is the study was concerned with the stages and activities based on song that were implemented in the English classroom for young learners. Lastly, the study focused on students' reactions to the use of song in their English classroom. Okay, moving on to the second journal article here, we got the use of orthography to increase young learners' basic literacy, spelling ability by H.G. Retno Harsanti. Okay, so this article was written by a student from Atmajaya Catholic University in Indonesia. Her name is H.D. Retno Harsanti. She made 3 research so far. The first research is the one that I'm using right now for my article review. The use of orthography to increase young learners' basic literacy. Spelling ability, the second one is I have to teach English native speakerism ideology among the English teachers, and the newest research that she made on March 2022 is empowering personal knowledge management among teachers in Indonesia, a multifaceted approaching using SEM. The purpose of this journal article is to discuss about how to improve a student's literacy by using a proper method through concentrating on orthography in order to boost literacy rates in Indonesia, with a focus on young learners. First major findings is that the use of orthography in teaching young learners language literacy, particularly in their spelling ability, is that their spelling ability improved after they received orthography teaching. Children must be given the appropriate stimulus in order to provide the proper spelling response. Explaining orthography also helps kids become more sensitive to the spelling of unfamiliar words. Unfortunately, a research gap exists as a result of the 4 studies examined, in which children of various ages were subjected to research, and as a result, the study's findings may be inaccurate due to age differences among participants, as each age stage of learners may face different academic problems. Okay, so the third article journal here is entitled Teachers' Problem and Solutions in Teaching English Through Online Learning by Anggita Novelli. This article was written by a student from Palembang named Anggita Novelli, who was currently studying in PGRI University of Palembang, Indonesia. Anggita was a student majoring in English Education Department. So far, this is the only research that she had made. The purpose of this research is to inform teachers and educators about how to deal with online-based learning. And then the study is to describe about the trouble that English teachers may encounter during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as how they managed to solve them. Teacher solutions to these issues were to enable students who did not have access to facilities to come to school with health protocols that they must follow. And then concerning the challenges of providing online lessons, teachers attempted to create engaging learning media and provide group discussions for students. The author's major findings is that the difficulties that teachers encountered when teaching English through online learning and teaching activities were divided into two categories. The first one is a lack of facilities and troubles in providing the online lesson, and students' problem itself with the pressure and then the hopelessness feelings which the teachers resolved. And then the teacher faced a lack of facilities problem because not all students had smartphones to join the online class, and a poor internet connection also interrupted the online teaching and learning activities. Okay, the next one we got the importance of vocabulary in language learning and how to be taught by Mofareh Al-Kohatni. This article was written by Mofareh Al-Kohatni, and he is a student at King Khalid Academy in Saudi Arabia, and then he is known as the author of this article that I'm going to discuss about. The purpose of this article is to highlight the significance of learning vocabulary as an important component of ESL learners. Linguistic understanding is useful for vocabulary knowledge and learning a second or foreign language, and a lack of vocabulary knowledge is a challenge for ESL learners. The author's major conclusion from this article are this. Article focuses on the importance of vocabulary as a major part of the foreign language, and the second one is that it also presents an attempt is made to evaluate the development in the area of language learning through different methods used by ESL or EFL teacher in teaching. Okay, moving on to the next one, we got an analysis of factors influencing learners' English speaking skill by Dr. Lai Mei Long and Sayedeh Masoumeh Ahmadi. This article was written by Lai Mei Long and Sayedeh Masoumeh Ahmadi. Dr. Lai Mei is a senior lecturer at University Sains, Malaysia, Department of TESL, Mathematics, Educational, Multimedia, and IT. Dr. Lai Mei researchers entitled Investigating Learners' English Strategies and English Needs of Undergraduate Students at the National University of Laos. Meanwhile, her partner Sayedeh is a lecturer at University of Guilan in Iran. Sayedeh researchers entitled The Effect of Multimodal Learning Models on Language Teaching and Learning. The purpose of this article is to find what's the best thing to fix several factors of why English learners are afraid to speak. To tell the teachers that they should give enough time could perhaps allow their students as much time to practice speaking skills, assist them in overcoming their shyness through welcoming behaviors that lead to positive outcomes when trying to speak, tell their students not to focus on making mistakes, and provide them with precise guidelines and adequate advice. Teachers should provide more opportunities for their students. The author's major conclusion from this article are: the first is the factors which influence students' English speaking achievement were examined on this paper, and then second is the factors discussed in this paper play an important role in the development of learners' speaking skill. The factor caused learners to be less self-assured, and they were less at ease in their public speaking classes. According to the findings of this paper, students who have low self-esteem, increased anxiety and poor mood despite having acceptable vocabulary, and then having the significant difficulties speaking skills. According to the study, also students who are more motivated and less anxious can speak more easily and effectively when it comes to speaking in English. And then as a result, students should be in a welcoming and cooperative environment that can assist them in overcoming their difficulties with oral performances. And then according to the literature review for this study, teachers need to understand when and how to correct their students' mistakes so that they really are not afraid to make one another mistake. Okay, so the next one, we got the use of video in teaching English, a quasi-experimental research in senior high school in Sukabumi by Muhammad Iqbal Ali Akbar Hakim. This article was written by Muhammad Iqbal Ali Akbar Hakim. He is a student from Indonesia University of Education majoring in English education. So far, this is the only research that he had done, entitled The Use of Video in Teaching English, a quasi-experimental research in senior high school in Sukabumi. The author's purpose of this research is to measure the efficiency of video in developing the students' speaking abilities and to determine in what aspects of speaking is most improved through the use of video educational treatment. And then the video teaching method focuses on the process of exposing students to examples of situations and how to use specific expressions, as well as how to pronounce words correctly. The author's major findings based on the result of the research is, it is safe to say that the use of video is effective to improve students' speaking ability in 11th grade of high school. The next one is about promoting character education in EFL classroom using children's literature as a teaching material by Mentari Antika Putri, Sri Harto, and Nick Yunita Muharram. This article was written by Mentari Antika Putri, Sri Harto, and Nick Yunita Muharram. They are a student from Indonesian University of Education majoring in English education. So far, this is the only research that they had done, entitled Promoting Character Education in EFL Classroom Using Children's Literature as a Teaching Material. The author's purpose of this research is to inform and promote several character education techniques for teaching narrative text. The teacher conducted out the moral belief of the text in this research by implementing strategies to integrate education system in teaching narrative text. There are three major findings. The first one is the main categories of teacher strategies in integrating character education with narrative teaching. The strategies used by the teacher were categorized within 4 metacognitive moral strategies proposed by Campoy in 1997, and then the theory of character education through children literature proposed by O'Sullivan in 2004, and lastly, an approaches to teach character education proposed by Eddington in 2002. Okay, moving on to the next one, we got the effects of collaborative writing to learners' text in terms of writing accuracy from sociocultural theory perspective by Le Minh Trung. This article was written by Le Minh Trung, a student from Dong Nai Technology University in Vietnam, and he is from Faculty of Foreign Language, and so far this is the only research he had made. The author's purpose of this research is to review the effects of CW or collaborative writing to the learner's work in terms of accuracy from the perspective of sociocultural theory or SCT. By applying SCT in the form of CW, it will give a nice result for both teachers and learners. And on applying this method and learners' ability to organize, produce, exchanging thoughts on the text, and then the content that they will produce will be a high quality content. And this SCT has been considered as an effective method. The author's major findings is that the CW group's peer evaluation activities assisted students in correcting errors such as part of speech, fragment word choice, and sentence structure. The average of the data analysis revealed that the students in the experimental group gradually improved their writing skills. Furthermore, according to the most recent products, these students did not make the same mistakes they had previously. However, the student could have been improved if the researchers had mentioned the learner's attention in the group of experiments toward feedback, as well as the combination of grammar and vocabulary accuracy enhancement. Okay, so the next one, we got the effect of ICT on learner speaking skills development by Chow Gia Khan. This article was written by Chow Gia Khan. She is a student of Tra Vinh University in Vietnam. And so far, this journal is her one and only research. This research basically talks about a collection of data regarding the results of studies from several experts and researchers regarding the process of applying the CLT method. The author's purpose of this research is to clarify several studies that have been conducted to investigate the positive effect of the incorporation of ICT in teaching to enhance student speaking skills in order to clarify the impact of ICT in EFL classroom. This writing aims is also to review multiple relevant research studies in terms of methodology, respondents, and finding results. Major findings is that there are actually many varieties on how to develop student speaking skill using ICT. And the author found that students could not help learning by themselves at home. Nevertheless, not all forms of ICT can improve all aspects of public speaking. As a result, teachers can take advantage of abundant online resources and combine various types of input while improving students' communicative competence. Teachers should also introduce useful apps or websites for learners to perform more at home. This method of learning is more entertaining, so students are more able to engage in the lessons. Okay, the last one here, we got Communicative Language Teaching or CLT in the context of online learning by Wendy Teh. The article was written by Wendy Teh. She is an alumnus of the University of Science Malaysia with a Bachelor of Arts degree. She is majoring in School of Education. In her LinkedIn account, it is written that she is an English professional. Then Wendy Teh's only research so far is about the application of the CLT learning method on an online learning basis, which is this one. The author's purpose of this research is to give a further information or just to compare between the old and the current CLT method towards the CLT method that have been hugely affected, started from the speaking of activities and the application of CLT itself. The author's major findings is that Wendy found that CLT is still applicable in this whole online-based learning that has a very less of a communicative interactions, and she also found that the tools such as Zoom, Discord, Google Meet, or whatsoever are comparable to face-to-face learning and could never replace a face-to-face learning. The author's conclusion towards this journal is there will always a way on how to use one methods that are applicable to use in online-based learning, yet it could never replace the fact that face-to-face learning is superior and is more effective. Asynchronous online CLT approaches such as computer-mediated learning are appropriate for collaborative activities or students who are shy to talk in class. Okay guys, so that's basically it from today's video about me reviewing and give you guys a brief summary about the journal articles that I've read and reviewed before. I hope you guys liked and enjoyed it, and if you do, don't forget to give this video a like, comment down below, share this video to your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I hope you guys learned something from today's video, and see you guys on my next one. Bye.